That sounds good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
It's
much better.
really good. You know why it's so crunch and good? Because this is the ninth episode of the Golden Blocks podcast. And I'm your host, guys. My name is Johnny. And here we have DJ and our newest member, Skivvy. So, Skivvy, if you would like to introduce yourself, by all
Hi.
means, you have the show floor.
All right. I'm Skivvy. I started YouTube back in 2016. I think I was 12 at the time. I just posted some really cringy MS Paint videos. But now I want to do like creepypastas and other stuff.
Cool. All right. That's some cool
And
stuff
currently I
because.
can't do that because my main PC broke. I'm just using a Chromebook to talk.
Oh, okay. I actually did not know what you were using at the time, or like.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard a keyboard, so I assumed it was some type of laptop.
My
Uh,
laptop's crap. That's
yeah,
why I
you
use my
need
phone.
you need something better. But
I know. That's
anyways,
why I'm gonna get something better.
I'm glad that we got to introduce our new member because our group here grows a little bit bigger every single day, which means a lot more things happen in this process. And next to that, the iPhone 12 was finally revealed to the public, and what it's going to look like, what its design is going to be, what chipset it's going to have, and it's a bunch of crap.
Bunch of it.
I don't like what they're going to be doing because I didn't see what they were actually. Pardon me, I'm just trying to grab something. But I was going to say is that I don't like what they're doing, how they're going to be giving the accessories of it, because they're not giving a charger for it, and they're not giving any AirPods or AirPods because like they don't give headphones anymore. So they're basically taking that out, and you have to purchase those separately now. I don't
Yeah, and
understand that.
it's pretty stupid.
It's like Apple is starting to lose their, I think, profits in some way. So that's the reason why that they want to just completely get rid of the accessories, and they're like, yeah, let's make some more money. So let's have these people just buy the accessories that they need. So let's just have
It's
them buy
Apple.
chargers.
I'm not surprised.
Amazon's gonna be doing the same thing soon.
I
Love
mean,
that.
it's all part of business, and we're probably all gonna have to like follow along with this stuff.
And
I
we're gonna
was,
have to bow down to our business guys like Facebook.
yeah, you never know.
And my cat just followed me all the way down to school because I have to walk and talk. I cannot stand still.
No, of course. And as well as that, Steve was officially released yesterday on Smash.
Yes. And it's awesome, but very complicated to use.
Indeed. I mean, he's got a lot of different control sets, and that's kind of the reason why I was just like, let's hope Steve isn't like too broken. But I mean, he's not. He's not a broken character that you can use to play. Which means that his attacks and stuff aren't, broken and stuff too.
But he does have some great edge guarding moves.
Mm-hmm. That I was very impressed about. I know me and my friend were talking about it, and though when they were showcasing him, I was just like, man, the way that he could probably, dodge an aerial attack or something is pretty good overall. But I feel like some people are going to be really good maining as Steve. So that's like one cool thing that I thought was nice. And as well as that, the skins that are going to be coming with Steve. How you have Alex, Enderman, and the zombie skin. So it's gonna be really nice skins.
Yeah, and also I want to add a little something. The me costumes, such as Creeper and Pig, look horrifying because they actually gave them arms to punch with, and it
I
looks
even see that.
so. Especially the creeper. The creeper is not supposed to have arms. That's wrong.
Oh my god.
Completely wrong.
And
It's
God, now I
it's
have a
unnatural.
really bad mental image about that. It's oh god, just like psh, 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 and it's just the pig. But I mean, that's not. No, it's bad. It's just overall bad. But so it's pretty interesting because you brought up how somebody already modded Steve, and you're able to use your personal skin from Java, and I think that's pretty rad.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Especially this early. Like I knew something like this was gonna happen, but this soon. Like it's literally only been a day
I think
since
somebody was
Steve's
ready
come
for this to
out,
happen.
and people. Yeah, I knew this was gonna happen at one point, but not this soon. Like wow.
I mean
And
I
odds for Smash Ultimate, and like the most that we've got are just like retextures of characters and stuff.
indeed, yeah. Yeah. That's the reason why I was just like really surprised about it. Um it's I think it was just super crazy when they first revealed it because you guys were like, "Man, what if we get Steve?" And I was just like, "I don't believe that." And then guess what?
Steve,
We get Steve. We got
and
Steve.
I bet that Steve was gonna be their E3 reveal, but since E3 didn't happen, yeah, so we got Min Min
Mhm.
as first announcement, but like it just saying Steve is in Smash, it's unreal, really. Like like the next big character could either be Master Chief, Doomslayer, or even a PlayStation character like Crash Bandicoot or even Kratos, which will probably not happen anytime soon, but I
I
would
didn't even
love it.
realize that. Yeah, like that's something that I keep forgetting that well, Kratos though, they don't have like certain rights to Kratos because they don't have any God of War games under Nintendo, do they?
No, but that doesn't, just because it's not exactly on a Nintendo console doesn't mean they can't get in. Like there's no
But they would
rule for.
have to set up an entire contract just to do that.
Yeah, I mean, like that's pretty much for all third-party characters, though.
Yeah, but it's like it's a big hassle because you're getting characters that weren't games released for Nintendo Switch or like any Nintendo products in general and just having them come into the game. Like Master Chief, okay, like another example, Master Chief. They don't have any games, they don't have any Halo games released for Nintendo Switch. All the games were released through Xbox from Microsoft.
But
Doom
like I said
Slayer
before,
as
they're
well,
all.
actually no, Doom was actually on Nintendo Switch. So like Slayer is like a possibility.
And the funny thing is that Microsoft has bought Bethesda recently, and so they basically own Doom now.
So
And
with that
um,
saying,
yeah,
I that's the reason why I'm like playing devil's advocate because you think about it and yeah, like you have a good idea of like what the next character could be, but there's so many possibilities of why that couldn't be the case because there's certain contracting issues and there's as well as irrelevance because of some of these games weren't released for the Nintendo Switch or like I said once again any Nintendo products whatsoever.
and but also, I've said this before. There are rumors that Microsoft might be bringing Xbox Live to the Switch, so maybe, very possibly, we might be getting a Halo game for the Switch if Xbox Live does come to the Switch,
Hmm.
which I hope happens. And
They're
I'm
gonna
telling
have
you,
to like decrease some of the graphics then because some of the graphics that like you're seeing that was on Xbox, like just Xbox X and the Series S and X, those are upgraded to like 4K. So if they're going to have those kind of resolutions, they're going to have to drop it down for the Nintendo Switch, because Nintendo Switch is only shooting at 720 on handheld and then 1080 on docking mode. But with rumors right now, there's going to be the possibility of a Nintendo Switch Pro, which they're going to try to implement 4K and then native 1080 on the handheld. So, I mean, if that's the case, then they probably will be doing that, because the Switch would be able to handle those resolutions then. But it really depends on like what they do for the graphics and what they do for the processor, and then what they do for the RAM, because those all come into place, and as well as memory. Are they going to be able to expand the memory? That's a big thing too, because we won't know if we're going to be able to see like that stuff too. But no, you have some good points, but like I will play devil's advocate every once in a while, because that's usually how I am.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
but
gonna
you do
turn off
have
my camera.
good place there. Skivvy brings up the conspiracy theories of 5G causing corona.
Well, I'm gonna make a new theory. 5G is Corona.
Oh my god.
They be pumping in 5G into your veins.
So where was this conspiracy of the 5G causing corona? Like you were talking
I honestly
about
have no clue.
You're talking about like there was like an actual newspaper report about it, like just like one
There
newspaper.
was like another country, but yeah, it said like that 5G might be dangerous, and then people took it, and someone somewhere thought that it might cause corona. I don't know like the actual specific details.
It's
I
funny
can't wait
because
for
oh,
I
go
can't wait
ahead.
for 6G. I can't wait for 6G to come out already.
It's so funny because it's like the same thing as how 2012 was supposed to end, but people were
Yeah.
taking that entire thing way out of context, and the calendar was supposed to be ending, not the world.
Wasn't that supposed to wasn't that also like set in Ghostbusters or something? One of the Ghostbuster movies as well.
I have no
I
idea.
think. I can't remember. I think it did. It may have been another movie like from the 90s. I think I can't remember, but it said something about the world ending in 2012 in like
I don't
February.
remember. It's been a while since I've actually seen the film, so I would not be able to recall one single bit, because I would have to rewatch the movie and be like, yeah, that's right. But it's been forever, so I'm not too
Do y'all
sure.
know about the movie Epic?
Yeah, I've seen that movie.
I kind of recall, but please like bring me up to speech about that.
Epic is a really boring movie. I can't even remember because of how boring it was.
Okay, so
It's like
basically,
something about a
what I
dad
can
finding out a miniature species of humans and insects.
Yeah.
And then somehow, by some Disney magic, there's a daughter in this movie that does almost nothing, somehow gets the magic and becomes one of them temporarily. And then, like, to end the movie, oh, she's back normal. Yay, happiness.
And here's the thing,
Dad's
yeah.
been looking for the species for a while, but he's like, oh, it's fake. And then he realizes, his daughter's one of them. He's like, oh, they're real. Wow, this is so climactic.
And yeah, as Skivvy said, yeah, she does literally nothing in this
movie.
And she is the main character.
I don't think I can hear anything. What just happened to my headphones?
I'm gonna have to see this because I've
Expected. Yay.
never heard of it.
Wanted.
Don't.
Thank you, Chromebook.
It's just that
what
bad.
Do not watch it, please.
I might have.
Is it on Disney Plus? Like, be completely serious.
No, I don't think it's a Disney movie. I think it's a Blue Sky Studios movie, which it means it may come to Disney Plus, since Disney basically owns that company now since they bought Fox. Fox owned it, and
Oh, Fox owned Blue Sky?
yeah, or I think because there's some Blue Sky movies like Ice Age, and another one on Disney Plus.
Ooh, so they probably will just take that too, then.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Rio and Rio 2 to come to Disney Plus because I don't care what anyone says. I love those movies, especially
No,
the
those are great
soundtrack.
movies.
Yeah, I love the first one the most.
Those are great movies. I haven't even gotten a chance to watch the second one.
It's good. It's good. Not as good as the first one, but it's really good.
I mean, it would be it. I
All
mean,
right.
it's got to be as good as the first one. But if it's not,
Yeah.
then hey, it's still a good movie.
Hey, so you remember the macaw, the white bird who was a bad guy, right?
Yeah.
He ends up singing there's one song which is stuck in my head. I can't remember the name of it. It's I think it's I will of Rio 2. Like it was that should have gotten Rio 2 an Oscar. Just
I
that scene
thought
alone.
I thought he was dead.
Oh
No,
my
no. If you
god, this
watch
movie
the
is so obscure. I can't find
post
anything about it.
or the credit, he lived.
I have no idea. I did not know because I thought he died. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be
When
could
I
be the
first
fact
watched
that I haven't
I
seen
know.
it in a
Oh,
while,
sorry.
so maybe that could be the reason why.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna hear a lot of goldfish getting dropped into a
I
bowl.
found it. I
You're gonna hear a
found
lot
Epic.
of outside noise a lot.
Wait, what? You found Epic?
Yeah, I found pictures from Epic.
You're gonna have to send those into the chat because I actually want to see this.
Yeah. I'll send in the poster. It just looks so generic. Because this was just a generic Disney wannabe film.
Except it sucked.
Are you talking about Epic?
All this. What?
Were you talking about Epic? Because yes,
Yeah.
this movie did suck.
It sucked balls. In fact,
Yeah,
I knew it was.
I've never seen this, nor
I
heard of it.
knew it sucked.
Because
That's
it
why
absolutely flopped. It
I
failed so hardly.
I never wanted to watch it, but my dad, when he was with my stepmom, I hate that woman. I'm glad they left each other. But her kids, when
What'd
they
you say? You're cutting in and out.
frick, what all did you
I'm just
hear?
gonna say, imagine naming a film Epic.
I barely
What
heard
name is
anything from
that?
you,
That's such
DJ.
a wanted. Was this made by a 10-year-old? Because it feels like it. I could write a better
Let
movie
me
at this when I was
restate.
7. Yeah,
Let me
you can. I'm sorry.
restate it. I'm gonna re-say everything I said about that movie. I knew that movie was gonna suck. All right, but and I did want a stepdad and not my stepdad, my dad. Frick, am I still cutting out?
Yeah, you're cutting
We're
in and
cutting a
out.
little bit, but not as bad.
Frick. Okay. Okay, basically my dad and my stepmom, and I hated that woman. I'm glad they're no longer together. Her kids wanted to watch Epic, but I did not, and I knew that movie was gonna suck. They made me watch it anyways, and I freaking hated every single second of it.
I mean, I can
Did
see
you
that.
watch it in theaters?
No, they bought the
Oh.
DVD.
Was it a DVD? Was it like a only DVD film? I don't know. I have to check.
I can't remember.
I would
mean,
be
the
surprised
fact-
if it was.
The fact that I'd never even heard about it probably meant that it wasn't even a good movie.
Yes, it does.
You know what is a good movie?
What?
Anything else but
The
Epic.
the Charlie Brown movie,
Yeah,
that
no, dude.
animated one.
Yeah.
That was a great one. In fact, at one point I thought those
Wait, you're
people
talking
also
about
made
Peanuts,
the Captain
right? The Peanuts movie.
Yeah, yeah. At one point I thought they also made the Captain Underpants movie because both movies looked like pretty similar. Like how characters and art design looked.
Mm. Well, yeah, because it's similar. It's a similar artwork, so
Yeah,
it's a pretty good movie. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love that movie.
me too.
You want to know how I know about Epic?
How? How?
It's because I only had, when I was like a kid, I only had three movies I actually owned: Spider-Man 3, Epic, and Robots.
Oh,
Spider-Man 3 sucked.
it
Out of
wasn't
all of them,
that
it was the
bad.
best.
It was yeah,
It
it
was the
wasn't that bad.
it was the worst one.
I'm talking about out of all the movies I owned at the time.
Oh, out of the time. Okay, I thought you meant like overall because that wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad. Like, I don't know how you could say that was a bad movie.
I mean,
It's not a good one.
they tried too hard with Spider-Man 3 with adding the Sandman and Venom at the
Yeah,
same.
that's because of Sony.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fuck
that's the thing.
Sony.
I'm
I
just
mean,
waiting for Amazon or Apple to buy Sony so Marvel can finally get the rights to Spider-Man and we'll actually get way better Spider-Man movies. I mean, Homecoming and Far From Home, they were great movies,
they were
but
great movies. I enjoy it, but I mean,
yeah,
they can't bring in Venom or like certain characters because they're not owned by Marvel.
yeah, but unless they sign a contract.
Like Venom, okay, so the movie Venom with what's his name?
Tom
Um
Hardy.
yeah, with Tom Hardy. That was a decent it was a decent movie. It wasn't a good movie, it was just decent because
I liked it.
how
I
they
liked it.
implemented Venom, like it was good. And the fact that they kept Peter Parker, like the character of Spider-Man, out of that movie. Like there was no attachments of him whatsoever. Like they kept it a standalone villain character. But they made him look like the good guy of the film, which was like pretty. It was pretty good. It was pretty spot on for like a villain hero movie, just like Joker. But Joker honestly receives more like credit and more fame than
He's,
Venom because
he's one of
Joker.
the most famous comic book villains of all time, so of course.
Yeah, yeah, of course. And as well as that, they made Joker look like the hero of the film, which was honestly something that a lot of people missed. And I hated how there's so much criticism to that movie because of like certain scenes, certain like graphical scenes of that film. And that's the reason why they people hated it and stuff like that. I was just like, you guys are seriously, really?
Yeah. And speaking of Venom, the Morbius movie that's supposed to be coming out, I think that might be good. I think it's gonna be good because Jared Leto, after they fired him basically from being Joker,
Yeah.
um, he's now part of Marvel, and
Epic.
it's gonna be in the same universe as Venom. But I don't know if you guys know this, but if you look in the trailer, in the background, there's this graffiti on the wall of Spider-Man, and it says "murderer" over it. And if
Yeah.
y'all know, in Far From Home, Peter Parker was framed for being a murderer, but that's not Tom Holland Spider-Man. That's Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So there
Um,
might be some there might be some Spider-Verse action coming to both Marvel and Sony.
That would be sick.
I'm hoping it happens because I want Tom Hardy Venom to be in the MCU, and same thing with Jared Leto Morbius. I want them in the
What
MCU.
trailer is this? I've never heard of this until
Morbius,
now.
Morbius by
Morbius.
Sony.
I don't know how to spell that. I'll look it up later.
But also there are rumors that the Spider Verse will be coming to the MCU, and it's gonna and not only will it most frick I can't get my words out. Um, there's a villain from the Amazing Spider-Man movie. Um, I forget his name. That electric guy.
You're
Um,
talking about
Electro.
Jamie Foxx.
yeah,
You're talking about Electro, right?
Electro. Yeah, the same actor is going to be playing the same villain in, I think, Spider-Man 3. And that just shows we are getting a Spider-Verse in the MCU. So that means Andrew Garfield and possibly Tobey Maguire Spider-Man are coming to the MCU somehow.
That's gonna be sick.
Yes, and whoever played the villain in Spider-Man: Homecoming, I forget names. I'm not good with names. He was in the Morbius trailer. So
Homecoming.
he played the villain in it. But yeah, he was in the Morbius trailer, and so we are getting connections to both Sony universe, to the Sony Marvel universe and the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I'm gonna have
Which
to look more into this
awesome.
because like I'm really curious about this now.
Yes, it's happening. The one thing I want is that one Marvel versus DC movie. I want it to happen. I want to see.
Because that actually did happen in the comics, Marvel
It,
versus
yeah,
DC.
it happened in the comics. I want a full on movie.
They have
I,
to sign a lot of contracts for that.
Yeah, that's a lot of contract signing. That's gonna be a long
But if
time.
they're
before
gonna
they
do
come.
that, they're probably gonna only do the famous ones like the Flash, Superman, Batman.
Disney would have to sign contracts with their rivals, Warner Bros.
Warner Bros.
And that's it. Probably will never happen. But hey, I can dream.
What if someone buys Disney?
That ain't gonna happen.
That's not gonna
Disney,
happen. They're too
Disney,
too expensive to
Disney,
be bought out.
Disney's not gonna let somebody buy them out, unless. Well, there were rumors that Apple was considering buying Disney. There were rumors.
They're such a big
How about
company. Why
Steve
would they
Jobs
risk
made
all that?
Pixar?
Yeah, and what else? Frick, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I can't remember. So let's go to the next topic. We've gotten way off course.
Nah, it's okay, dude.
I know.
Not
I like
an issue.
Not an issue, but we got a little way off course though. What were we talking about? I can't remember.
Well, I'll refresh your guys' minds. So Skivvy had a bunch of childhood experiences that were very traumatizing.
Well, they weren't really traumatizing. They were just funny to talk about.
As I said, traumatizing.
So, first one. No, I don't know which one I want to talk about because I can barely remember anything from my childhood.
But you were just talking about them earlier.
Well, yeah, but I forgot. Okay. Oh.
You have Alzheimer's.
My first story. It was called Squidly the Squirrel.
What?
Squidly the
I
Squirrel.
wrote this when I didn't actually write it, but I thought of this when I was like 6.
All right, explain Squidly the Squirrel.
So, no, this is 6. This is when I was 9 or yeah, 8 years old. So out of school, when we read a book, we had to do this thing called the AR test, which is basically like a test about if you actually read the book, you have to summarize it and shit like that.
Yeah.
So Squidly is a squirrel, as his name, Squidly the Squirrel. He's really a spoiled brat, and he thinks, "Oh, I don't have to actually read the book; I can just see through it." And he fails miserably, and he destroys the table.
So
That's all I can remember.
it's basically an education failure, and you're just like, no, and just completely just devastates everything.
Yeah. I didn't actually write this, but I thought this up because I don't know why, but I thought that there was a problem with kids not actually properly doing the AR test, which spoiler, there wasn't. In my 8-year-old mind, I thought there was. And out came one of the first things I ever thought up of, the first story I made. Squidly.
Jesus Christ.
Squidly Squirrel, whatever his name was. I can't
God.
remember.
Well,
Special childhood experience I had. I had a friend named Eric. I was in at the time I was in fifth grade. He was in seventh. No, he was in eighth. So, wait, I'm trying to remember. I was in fifth. He was in seventh there. And we both thought that Slenderman and Smile Dog were real. So we tried summoning them. And by that, if you're wondering how we
You're
did
into
it,
cult stuff.
it was overnight, and we were just like, look at if Slenderman was real. Sorry, I have the hiccups. And Eric, and like we were trying to look for Slenderman for hours. We went outside, and we were in the cemetery. We were like playing a game of tag, and I was like, "Oh, I see Slenderman!" I pull my phone out. It's dark as like, and you can't see anything. I'm like, Slenderman! I'm pointing at him. You can see my finger. He's right there. You can't see anything. It's just pitch black.
Jesus.
There's another one where like I was driving home from something. I can't exactly remember. And my brother looked out the window. I was like, "Oh, I think I just saw Slenderman." It wasn't like that, obviously, but yeah,
Ay.
it was a magical years for my life. And then I heard about Sonic.exe. That scared the fuck out of me and my brother.
That I mean I still remember that to this day because Sonic.exe was probably like one of the most, I want to say, weirdest videos that has ever been introduced to the internet.
It's a
big,
creepypasta.
yeah, and it was like one of the biggest things too. So it's just like anything that's from creepypasta is gonna be big, and like
It's because Markiplier and PewDiePie played a fan game of Sonic.exe.
yeah, that too. So
I swear, if they'd ever played of it, Sonic.exe would have just gone under the rug. No one would have noticed it. Only because PewDiePie and Markiplier played it, it got popular.
Yep. I still remember that. But
That was how I was introduced to Sonic.exe. I saw Markiplier's video on it. I was like, he got caught in the game. My God. And I was looking forever for this game to try to destroy it and kill the curse of Sonic.exe. I had nightmares of this. Of just Sonic.exe killing me.
well, yeah, it's
and Slenderman Jeff the Killer was there too.
It's a very weird game, so like I completely understand that. But it's a lot of that stuff is pretty crazy. So before we officially wrap this up, I do want to let everybody know that I'm in the process of moving. So you guys can see boxes right here. Those are like a majority of my possessions. And I will be moving into a new house within the next month. We're still finishing up a lot of paperwork because that's very important, because if you don't have paperwork done, then you can't really move. But I mean, we're in the process because they told us that we're getting this loan no matter what. So I was like, okay, you know, if that's the case here and you guys are for sure we're getting it, I said I'm going to start packing. So that's why you guys see those boxes in the background. I mean, yeah, it's blurred out, but I mean, you could totally tell it's boxes.
I just remembered I have sleep paralysis, and I had it for a really I have sleep paralysis, and I had it at a really young age. And one perfectly is like I sleep on the side of my bed, and I've been doing that for a long time. So I was sleeping on my side. I can't move. I was like I thought that sleep paralysis was Slenderman freezing me so that I would die.
Jesus, that's not fun.
This isn't like when I was young, but the weirdest one I've had, the sleep paralysis dream. My room, it's the door slowly opens and the Lorax is there, tearing.
Jesus. God, oh my god.
It was like, you know, like the Sonic design, the old Sonic design. It was like that for the Lorax, just staring there.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, hello, who are you?
That is horrifying.
Yeah. Imagine you're sleeping, you open your eyes, doors wide open, and you just hear,
bro,
I speak for the tree.
Bro, that doesn't even compare to mine.
God.
Bro, let me tell you about. I like literally, I had my eyes open, and I saw myself, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm completely ugly. Oh my god."
Sleep paralysis.
One of the weirdest dreams I've had involves Jeff the Killer. And it's one where it's Christmas. This is the scariest actually. It involved Christmas Eve because it was like tomorrow. And I go down, I see Santa Claus, and out of nowhere, Jeff the Killer slits his throat, and then he chases me, and I wake up.
Dear God.
That is not. Oh my god, man.
Oh yeah, Jeff the Killer pulled out a copy of Sonic.exe and threw it in my face, and that's
Ugh.
and I run away from it.
We're still recording.
And I think I remember
Of
Tail being there,
course,
but I don't remember
yes.
what Tail.
Of course,
Okay,
we're
good.
still
Just
recording.
I gotta show everybody. I gotta show everyone that Skivvy is mentally insane
God.
with his nightmare.
Oh yeah. Well, that's
All
basically
right.
it, guys. So we really appreciate everybody checking in on this 9th episode, and we really appreciate with our brand new member Skivvy, and with the return of DJ as always, and as well as the host myself, Jony, returning back for another wonderful episode of the Golden Blocks podcast. And we thank you guys for stopping in, and we'll check you guys out later. So you guys have a nice one now.
Peace.